Hi there, it's Liz from Sew for Home, and I might be giving away my age a little bit here, but I have a story about one of my favorite outfits from when I was a little girl. I had a white blouse with a scalloped edge collar. Now, this was my good blouse, which meant it was appropriate for school picture day, birthday parties, that kind of thing. It had this dense pink stitching along the edge of the scallops, which I thought was extremely cool. Now, all these years later, I know for a fact it was extremely cool, but better still, I know how to make that kind of edge now. And you can do it too. We have a pair of projects sponsored by our friends at Janome America that feature this satin stitch finish on a scalloped edge. Now, rather than a collar, we chose a classic napkin and a matching placemat. You can make one or make both. Either would be an excellent look for a spring or a summer tabletop. Now, there are different options to create this type of finish along a raw edge. We decided on what's called a padded satin stitch. It's one of the easier techniques, and it works especially well on the bias edges of the scallops. Smooth, stable, and beautiful. So you're going to combine a strand of pearl cotton floss in your favorite color with a heavier weight matching color thread in the top as well as in the bobbin. Now, we used a 50 weight cotton thread because we wanted a matte finish, but a rayon or a polyester thread would also be fine. Now, for our napkins, we chose a single layer of a lightweight linen for our base fabric. The placemats are the same lightweight linen, but a double layer. And linen is such a classic option because it's lovely and it's absorbent. But once again, you can always choose a different substrate, maybe a quality quilting cotton or even a sateen. Linen is a flexible fabric it kind of has a tendency to skew, especially when bias cut edges are introduced like our scallops. So to combat this, we're going to show you how to layer the stabilizer, the linen, and our paper pattern. Now, the full pattern downloads are offered for free. Thanks again to Janome America. So you will trim and assemble the pattern and then use it a bit like a stencil, so you're stitching alongside but not through the paper itself. And stabilizer is an important part of the project. You'll pick a wash away option and you will cut it to extend beyond the scallops. Then after stitching, you'll remove the excess stabilizer to reveal your pretty finished edge. To create that edge, you're going to stitch around the perimeter 3 times, each time with a different presser foot. Now, as always, you're going to get detailed step-by-step instructions at Sew for Home, and we have lots of helpful close-up photos of the process. Now, you can work online, or you can use our free PDF download option to print out the project. But you know what? Let's go through the steps quickly here. It's easier than you might think. Now, I am showing you the steps for the placemats, but the napkins are just the same, 1 layer rather than 2. First, you're going to layer the stabilizer, then the fabric, and then the assembled paper pattern goes on the top. Now, you'll start with just a standard presser foot and stitch around the entire perimeter with a line of just regular straight stitching. Now, remember, you're sewing along but not on the actual scalloped edge of the paper pattern. So it's kind of like you're basically tracing the edge of the pattern with your stitching rather than with a pen. Then you're going to remove the paper pattern and trim away the excess fabric close to that stitching line. Just the fabric, the stabilizer remains intact. Your next trip around the perimeter will couch the pearl cotton in place with a small zigzag. We used the beading foot. And then for that 3rd round around the perimeter, you'll use a smooth satin stitch to complete the edge. Our samples used a 3.5 millimeter width and a length of 0.4 millimeter, and we switched to the applique foot. Then the final step is just to remove the stabilizer following your manufacturer's directions. One of the keys to success is to use the right presser foot for the job. Now, the standard foot, that's going to work great for that first go around. For the couching step, try either the Janome 3-way cording foot or the beading foot. And then for your final finishing pass, a satin stitch foot or an applique foot are both great. Janome has such a great selection of standard and specialty presser feet. You know, you really owe it to yourself to break open this little plastic bag that comes with your machine and experiment. Then investigate the optional feet at your local dealer. Because when you use the right foot for the job, the process is easier and the finish is more professional. So our placemats just have the beautiful edge finishing, but you probably noticed that the napkins have a bit of embroidery. We have a plain napkin, then one with just the single monogram, and then a third with this cute little fleur-de-lis. Now, free downloads are offered online for the exact alphabet that we used, as well as for that little fleur-de-lis. Both the napkin tutorial and the placemat tutorial are available now for free at Sew for Home. Thanks again to that generous sponsorship from the creative minds at Janome America. I hope that you'll give one or both of them a try. Me, I think I might just need to try to recreate that most excellent white blouse from my childhood. I'll keep you posted. Happy sewing!